Right, hello everyone. Well, I haven't been flying very much for the last week or so. I've got, as most people know, a condition that sometimes doesn't enable me to fly. And I was reading a few forums and various other things, and one of the questions that came up was how to stop a helicopter, putting the brakes on. Easy enough with a plane, you land it and then you put the brakes on and it stops, but you're always travelling forward all the time, well, unless it's a Harrier or something. And having not flown for a while, I just had a quick go, a couple of minutes flying around just now, and was absolutely useless. And what I tend to do is practice some of the manoeuvres that we used to do in radio control helicopters to get used to flying circuits, flying up and down the runway and a stall turn, and sort of just to get my hand in again. I thought, rather than just practice it, I'll actually video it and show that if you do have a break and come back to this, it's not always second nature. It does need a practice. First couple of flights were pretty useless, so just really wanted to show a routine that I would do, and something that might be worth practicing. You might enjoy doing yourself, or you might not. It's the sort of thing they do at air shows where they fly down the runway, pull the nose up, they do a stall turn, try and aim back towards the same runway, fly down, do a stall turn at the other end. And it's a great way of getting your coordination back if you haven't flown for a while. So we're in the Cabri, and looks like it's a nice sunny day, so let's see if we can get it in the air without going backwards, which is what happened last time. Right, bit of right pedal, and we're at all. So let's head out to one of the strips, the back one. As I say, it's one of those things, just because somebody makes videos or somebody's been flying for a while, there are some great simulator pilots out there. If you watch Armour 3 or DCS, sometimes the flying of these guys amazes me. But unfortunately that isn't the case with me. It takes me a little while to get back into it. So if we pick the end of this runway and rotate, so nothing too drastic so far. What we're going to do, we're going to drop the nose, hopefully, start moving forward, pick some speed up, so we put the collective on. Be handy if we could fly down the middle of the runway, obviously, and more collective to try and get more forward speed. Put a little bit of left pedal on there, keeping it quite low, and when we get to the end we'll pull the nose up, but we have to take the collective off back to nearly zero. Wait for it to stop on the nose, left pedal, hopefully we'll see the runway again where we started, nose down, a bit jerky, right pedal, aim for that runway again. Head back down the runway.
I pulled up some videos.
Ah, well, that's interesting. Cortina's just kicked in, just what we needed. Let's get rid of that. God knows where that came from. And I'm just going to adjust my joystick because it's hitting the table as we're flying around. So I couldn't go any further forward then. So that's how well prepared I am. So anyway, so we're going to dive down. Pick some speed up. Bit of right pedal, lift the nose up. Take some collective off. Let it turn, left pedal. There's the runway again, so right pedal, nose down, aim towards the runway, fly down the middle hopefully. Take a bit collective off there, lower it down. It's a trade-off between forward flight and the amount of collective you hold on, but if you want to go faster, nose down further, more collective. Not bad speed this one. So let's lift the nose up, collective off, left pedal. Hopefully the runway will be somewhere in front of me, because I messed that up a little bit. No, a little bit right. Aim back down the runway again. Good practice, very good practice for just putting the brakes on, as it were. So something, if you haven't done it before, stall turns in sort of RC helicopters. You fly down the field. When you get to the end of the field, you pull the nose out. They can't go too far away, obviously. Turn it round. A little bit off, but not to worry. Aim it back. And then you'll be flying past yourself, backwards and forwards. And it's a way of keeping the helicopter in the confines of the flying field. Nowhere near the centre of the runway, but not to worry. Pull the nose up. About 0 collective, so not going anywhere. Rotate round. As we drop down, line up again. Far from perfect, but this is why I'm practicing it. And I'm not embarrassed to show that I'm not the world's greatest flyer. We could get back over in the centre again. Now I am going to just take a little break there, because my joystick is actually sliding around on the table. The suckers aren't holding it down. As I pulled up, the whole thing slid forward. So a good excuse. It wasn't my flying. It was the suckers just were sucking enough. So anyway, let's drop back down. And we'll go back on the runway. And of course, the other thing about helicopters is trying to get back into the hover. So you'd come forward, lift the nose, got to take some collective off so we don't rise up too high, and then as we lose the speed, try and catch it. And there, my right foot wasn't quick enough to catch it, dead in time there. So let's turn it round, lower it down a bit. Let's zoom down this way. Won't go too fast. So to put the brakes on and try and get it back into a hover. Similar to the stall turn, but we don't turn. So we'd raise the nose up, take some collective off, and then just as it's stopping, a little bit right pedal and collective on. Still didn't catch it. But let's go and see if we can get somewhere on one of the circles or something to practice. So we have a nice circle here at Shoreham. We move forward. Lowering the collective there. And we want to come to a hover over the top, as if we will or not. Nose up. high, but added on too much collective when I came back, far from perfect, but that's why I'm practicing today, just showing that it'll probably take me a few hours to get back into moving around, and the amount of movement required on the joystick. And this flying has nothing to do with my dystonia condition, which is this shaky thing. This is just me having not used the joystick and flown around very much lately. So we'll pick that circle over there as we're approaching it. Nose up a little bit, kill the speed off. It's probably dead underneath us. Yeah, bit right pedal, forward. I won't put it down. So forward flight and raising the nose without changing the collective, it's going to always make the helicopter go up. So the faster we fly forward and put the brakes on, raising the nose, we've got to drop that collective down to try and stop the helicopter. So we'll raise the nose up, take the collective off a bit of left pedal, wait for it to sort of lose its speed, sink, and then try and catch it on the foot pedals. It is just a matter of practice, backwards and forwards, and a bit of game playing, really. You know, if you've forgotten the basics, which I seem to have done while I've had this gap, this really is a great way of just getting the feel for the helicopter again. Hear that bang? That's my joystick still moving, hitting the table. So, nice forward flight. Get to the end, nose up, zero collective, drop the collective down a bit, left pedal or right pedal, depending which you prefer. Too much, drop it down. And the joystick has moved again and is hitting the table. When I say it's hitting the table, it's because my joystick is attached to my play seat by suction cups on a piece of wood, but the actual table the monitor on is in front of it and it's sliding forward, so I can't actually push forward any further. So I just get this up, put the brakes on, twist it round, get it back down onto the ground, and try and do something with my suction cups. Drop down here, bit of right pedal as we're coming down, forward, push forward again, bit more collective, bit more right pedal, let's at least try and get a soft landing. Some credibility here is required. Well, still a bit bumpy. Right, so I'm just going to move my seat back, reattach my joystick, and because I don't have much time, that's why I'm not cutting and editing this around. So hopefully we'll have a bit more forward movement on the joystick now. So let's get it off nice and gently. Bit of right pedal as we come up, then left to get it in line with that, and forward. Hopefully it won't move this time. So again, sure, if you're there, this is another great place for just practicing those circuits, this outer ring road. Follow it round, a little bit of a bank turn, keep following it. Nose down, bit of right as we drop down on the foot pedals, bit of bank right. Drop the collective because we get a bit high, then left pedal, trying to follow this road round. Down the main runway. And as I say, not much to make a video about at this particular time, but hopefully practicing and those stall turns, which I'm going to carry on doing. And if you've not done them before, nose up, collective off, go down this runway, nose forward, pick some speed up, nose forward, keeping the speed up, bit of right pedal. Try and bank it over a bit faster. Get back on the road if we can. Bit of right pedal, bank, and then straight bank, drop the collective a bit. Get back on the runway, down the runway. Bit of right pedal as we're going forward, a bit faster. Sorry about the bobbing. Lift the nose up, wait for it to stop, zero collective, rotate it round, too far I think. But we might make it back down, aim at the runway, get some speed up, and then pretty much that's what I'm going to be practicing for, well, certainly the next half hour or so, as I try and get back into the feel of the helicopter and everything. So one of the things, you know, that I wanted to say is that people that make videos like me, it doesn't necessarily mean we're great pilots. I enjoy making videos and having a sort of waffle on, as I call it. I do it anyway. And certainly having a break and coming back on, sometimes it's not second nature. I've got good muscle memory and I understand the dynamics of everything and that, but you grab hold of the joystick again and the foot pedals and try and do it straight off. It's good to have a practice of some basic manoeuvres, following a road, flying down the middle of the runway, those stall turns, getting back into the hover without the nose coming up too high and sort of ending up way above where you want to hover. They're just good things to practice, and if you haven't flown a helicopter for a while, certainly the stall turns, following the perimeter field, just trying to control it nice and slowly now. Starting to get a bit more feel for the joystick again, and we go to the old landing site this time. And again, as I've said before, if you want to do it perfectly, use the Abby tab and the white dot in the centre, which is the centre of the helicopter. And we'll fly down here to where I always point out Orbit's put that stupid helicopter on the #1 landing site, or helipad I should say. Getting a bit high, so take some collective off, a little bit left pedal, and practice the fast and the slow. You're going from location to location is great, same as in an aircraft, but the real fun in helicopters is mastering the hover and getting back into it. And probably even within the last 10 minutes I've been babbling on, I've improved, I've gradually getting the feeling back again. Bit of control, and the Cabri's great for this, you know, it's a great little helicopter, I love it. Oh, having said that, got my feet messed up then, so keep it going forward. Trying to follow this round, get round into this pad without getting up too much height. There's the helicopter that shouldn't be there. Let's get on the other pad. So, I suppose just really needed to put something up this week on Wonky's blog, and I hadn't been flying at all very much, as you can see. There's a few things there that are worth practicing, and even in the time I've made or been recording this video, the feel was starting to come back. So probably another half hour or so and I'll be back on form, I would imagine. But there's no embarrassment in showing that you can't stop it over the H like this without getting into a wobble. And I don't edit things out to make flying look good. You know, this isn't this happens to everyone. This isn't something that's just peculiar to me. If you've not flown for a while, just go to your favourite place, set yourself some basic exercises to do. Gradually now the oscillations will start slowing down with luck, because I've been overcompensating. And then gradually, oh no, got a sticky collective and it just literally, the damper just suddenly gave way on my collective stick there. That's better. So thank you for watching. Apologies that it wasn't anything fantastic. It was really to show that having been away for a while, come back, practice at your local airfield, just do those stall turns, get the feel for throwing it around, and it doesn't always come natural. It does take practice. So thank you for listening, and I always appreciate the time people take in listening to my videos. And press that subscribe button, and hopefully my health has improved a little bit, that I'll be able to put some time in and fly around a bit more and think of something a little bit more constructive for next time. So thank you for listening, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you soon.